Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Four Jobbers podcast. That's right, there's four of us. The Four Jobbers are back. It's been a while, but we're here. Yes, you can stop worrying. I am back. The real reason for you to tune into the podcast. No, I'm just kidding. We got some wrestling to talk about. We had a really big shoe on the weekend. We got some news. We got some Raw. Big shoe. My question for the boys this week is, if you could be amazing at one sport that's not one of the major sports, which one would it be? And it's not about the money. You can't say, oh, it's because this one makes the most money. It's which one do you want to be the best at? Let's start it off with the returning Wax Mamba. I know it's a big question, so I'm extending it out a little bit to talk here, but which sport would you want to be good at if it wasn't one of the major sports and it's not about the money?
I would, and it's not about the money, I would like to be really good at tennis.
Oh,
nice choice. Very good choice.
Good choice.
Because it's also, I like ones that you can easily pick up and play, competitively, but you can just go to the tennis court and whack a ball, Whack a couple balls, if you will.
None better than whacking a ball.
Who doesn't? Who among us does not whack balls every now and then?
Well,
it's just a good workout. I play tennis every now and then. I have a tennis racket that has not been touched in 3 years, but
Is it wood or is it actual,
no, it's
metal?
it's a fancy man's racket.
Oh, fancy man.
Oh, fancy man's.
Roger
I wanna be
Federer,
the next
renowned
Serena Williams.
fancy man. Oh, nice shot.
I thought you were going to go down the Jim Cornette route there, but that's fine.
That's a better shot.
That would have made more sense, but that's fine. Don't worry.
Closer to him, yeah.
Good choice. Good choice. Of course, Jordan, what about you? What sport would you choose?
The first thing that came in my head was archery. I think I would.
Really? That's sick.
Yeah,
Like
I think
Legolas on.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at archery
Know
anyway,
who that is.
but I'm not amazing. But
Out of all the archers, what did Waxman say? I thought you were going to say something like Robin Hood. You could be Robin Hood. You could be
Legolas.
Legolas.
Legolas,
Okay, you said Legolas.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, you said Legolas.
That's
Yeah.
quite- okay,
Like
that's
that
fine.
I think I'd be. Yeah, I'm going to go archery. Imagine being able to just be like, I watch this and stick like an apple in someone's head at a party and just
Kill
boom.
him immediately. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, but I'm good at it, right? You said I was good
best,
at it.
best in the
So,
world. Best in history at archery.
I
That's a
could
good
be
choice.
sipping down a whiskey in one hand and then shooting off an arrow in the other. And,
Shooting down Englishmen who come into my country.
that would also definitely help.
Jason, Le Petit Canard en Caoutchouc. That is your name this week. For those that don't know, look it up because I'm not going to translate it for you. Jason, what sport would you choose?
I mean, to be a good archer, you have to beat a mystic, a fantasy character or a made-up Robin Hood. You can't name any real archers.
No, you would be the first really famous one because you'd be the best ever.
It's
Of all time.
disrespectful. There's a lot of good archers out there.
Oh, really? Disrespectful? Who
Can
did
you name one?
Yeah, who did you
No,
look
but
up?
I don't want to be an
Oh, you
archer.
didn't even look it
You
up?
should know.
I don't. Listen, you're going to be first on my fucking hit list. Yeah.
What are the main sports?
Like
I assume football, basketball, hockey, soccer, baseball.
All the footballs.
Okay,
Yes.
so those five.
All the major ones, yeah.
I guess I'll go with golf. Is that you already
sure
said?
that-
I, was gonna
I-
say
I will
golf.
allow
I thought
golf.
about golf.
Yeah, I'll go
I think
golf.
it comes to
'cause,
everybody's mind.
It's nice, relaxing. You make a lot of money. It's nice.
So
It's
the
cool.
money doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not about the
It's
money.
nice and relaxing, and
It's definitely a sport up
That's it.
Jason's alley.
good walking from
Yeah.
hole to hole.
good scenery, and
Jason
you
would
can
be the
play
first
till
pro
you're
with a cart.
75. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Aren't we all
Great
just
choice.
You
walking
do look
from
like
hole
a
to hole?
golfer tonight. You're dressed like a
you are dressed
golfer.
like a golfer.
Thanks.
And for me, I mean, curling would be an obvious choice because I was, already pretty good at it. But I was thinking volleyball. How great would it be to be my stature and be the greatest volleyball player in the history of the
You
world?
just like being naked.
I didn't say
don't think
beach
you have to be
volleyball.
naked to play volleyball.
No, yeah, well, true.
You
Although
imagined. You chose to imagine.
Yeah,
Greeks
true.
do everything naked.
That's
I suppose.
because all I've seen for the last 2 weeks is your thirst traps on social media of you posting yourself with your big hairy nipples out. I'm sick of it.
They're not hairy. They're trimmed.
Well,
And don't tell me you're sick of it. You enjoyed the content. Come on.
Yeah, I loved it.
Tell the people.
Yeah, it was good. It was hot. He's got nice tits for a
I was
man.
just in Greece, for those that don't know, and looking at my skin, you wouldn't know it, right? So I'm
That's
getting a lot of.
wild.
Isn't it crazy though? I get a lot of people being like, "Oh, did you even go away?" Get a lot of comments like, "Oh, it doesn't even look like you went away. Oh, you don't even have a tan." They comment on it right away, and it's insulting. It's
God
like,
forbid
no
you
matter
wear
what, if I don't come back with a
sunscreen, eh?
burn, people are gonna
Yeah,
like
what do you
little
got,
comments.
What SPF do you wear?
50.
50. I mean,
Yeah.
that's fair for someone of
Gotta
your
wear
complexion.
SPF 50.
Yeah, like if you like actually look, if you look at pictures before and after, I did get darker, but I didn't. I really tried hard not to get burnt.
Yeah,
I didn't
no,
want to
that's
get burnt.
Smart.
Supposed to be the smart thing, right? No, and it's not like it's not like it's like something that I really want to do. It's so much work. You have to lather up, wait a bit, go in the water, come back out. While you're wet, you have like this
Lube
one.
back up again.
Lube back
Yeah.
up, pint, back in, back
Lube
out,
up.
pint, lube
Yeah.
up, and it's that for the full day, which
And
you
then
get
you've
used
got,
to. But come on.
after the first few pints, you've got to not mix up the lube in the pint, and you start pouring beer over yourself and drinking sunscreen, you know?
And then you got all kinds of Greek guys coming around looking it off you. It's a great place to vacation if you haven't been. Oh, sorry, it's a great place to vacation. Forget that last part.
Did you have a good time?
I had a great time, as you can tell.
Brilliant.
Let's talk some mo fucking wrestling. Jason, do you want to bring us through the card? Do you have it open? Are you the card guy or?
Oh, look.
I have it all memorized, obviously.
Of course.
Whoa, of course he does.
So
Let's
let's start with the first match. What was the first match again? I want to see if you guys memorized it.
Well, hang on a minute. Let's just make sure that everyone who's listening at home knows what we're fucking talking about. We're talking about Night of Champions, Shite of Champions for those
Oh
who
yeah, the
watched
night
it.
of the bodysuits, of course. No, it was
The night
after,
of
for,
the
for us. It was
bodysuits.
afternoon of
Afternoon
champions.
of
True.
Champions.
Yeah. For me, it was evening of
Riyadh.
Champions. The WWE pay-per-view in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We didn't know if it was going to go ahead. It did go ahead, and some of us wish it didn't. But yeah, Jason, take us through the card. The first match, if
The
I'm
first
not
match-
mistaken, is the King of the Ring.
correct.
Cody Rhodes versus
Crowd
Randy Orton.
is hype for this, by the way. Crowd is
Yeah.
going bonkers.
Yeah, so the first match is one that I was looking forward to. I think a lot of people were because you have two high-profile, absolute superstars in
a dream match.
in a match, and they have history. They have it all. They got it all, and they're going up for a prize that actually means something. Unfortunately, this was one of my least favorite matches of the night. I thought it
Okay.
was super formulaic, played out, boring, typical old same spam finisher. Garbage. I don't know. I'm so sick of this kind of booking, so it ruined the match for me. And
yeah,
I think I gave it a 2.5 out of 5.
bang in the middle.
Did anyone like it?
No, this is one of the
Nah.
matches where I remember looking up because we all have multiple screens that we look at the same time in this day and age. I just remember every time I was looking up and I'd be like, "Oh, this is still going on." It dragged. It really dragged, and it wasn't really telling a story. And the story it tried to tell, I don't quite know what they were doing with it. Right, with Randy trying to untie the turnbuckle.
That's
At the
because he had to
end.
hurt. The story with the match was he had to hurt back. He did that suplex early on.
Yeah,
He
he
got
hurt
to
his
hurt back.
But then
And
why is he
Cody was
untying
working the back for
turnbuckle?
the match. That's
They're
kind of the
both
story.
baby faces, right? And
Yep.
so I thought, oh, okay. Randy's kind of eyeing Cody at the end of the match. He's going to go back in and RKO him. He does that to every human being who's ever lived. No, nothing happened. And then he still defended... something happened on Raw that we'll talk about later, but he's still a babyface. So I
He
thought...
didn't do the punt. He was supposed to kick him in
He
the
didn't-
head, and he didn't do the
Yeah.
punt. He
I don't know.
hesitated on the punt, and that's why he lost the match.
I think I need something more from Randy at this point. I think it's time for him to turn heel again.
Yeah,
I'm kind of tired of all these guys being friends.
I think
Him, Cody, Jay, Sami. It's like, come on. Is this the best friends club?
yeah.
Punk, even? Or is this like wrestling? We're all fighting for the same title. Be pissed.
For a guy who's going around going, I'm going to get that 15th title. I'm gonna do it, and then he gets there and he goes, maybe not, maybe.
It does
He did
feel more like a
he did a
retirement
heel
tour.
tactic.
It does.
in the match.
That's exactly it. It feels like he's on a retirement tour because he's coming out and going, before I get into anything, I want to say that match with Jey Uso, that was a great match, man. And it's like, why are you talking like that? You should be talking like, hey, I'm going to win King of the Ring. I know we're pals here, but I'm going to knock your fucking head off your shoulders and I'm going to kill you. That's what I want.
I think my expectations were low for this match, which was great. I was locked in for the whole thing, and it delivered what I expected. I didn't expect anything else. So that's why I don't think I was disappointed. I thought it was a fun match, and I thought the best part of it was like the after-match promo. I thought that was even better than the match. But it was a nice moment between the two. The crowd was hot for it. So honestly, for the opener, I didn't like. Maybe it's because my expectations were low. I didn't really mind this one because it was just they gave me what I was expecting. It was classical WWE. It's these two. I got exactly what I wanted, and that's it. There's not a lot of story between the two other than they have that respect in that, and now they go their separate ways, and they both need heels. So we keep coming back to this in WWE where it's like, we need the heel. And I was just watching a documentary about Yokozuna before we got on this, and it's like, that's a heel, you know? Like, that's that money heel.
I think somebody like Randy, he's always going to be there or thereabouts on the card. Like, he's always going to be not quite the main event, but upper mid card because of who he is. But I feel like at this point he's not doing any work. I don't feel like, do you know what, it kind of feels like Kevin Owens a couple of years ago, where he was just in that place where he was getting title shots, but nobody really liked his character.
And you knew he wasn't going to win. That's a huge
it's just
part of it.
He's there because he's Randy, right? And this match for me, it starts off and within about 3 seconds he hurts his back, and then I've just got 20 minutes of him with a sore back, and I'm like, my days, like it just played out. So every time Cody beat, and then suddenly he gets him back, and then he lies on the floor for 5 minutes, and I'm like, oh my god, I've just got to sit and watch and wait for him to get up, and then wait for that RKO spot again where he comes out of nowhere. It's boring. It's really, as Jason put it, formulaic, and I've seen it a million times, and I know he can do more than that. Did it? You know, if I was in that crowd on the night and I was seeing Cody and Randy go at it, I'd be losing my shit. I'm sure it would. Yeah. But watching it on TV, it didn't look great.
No, and it was the second longest match of the night at 19 minutes and 45 seconds.
Too long. Yeah. Take a 5 minute off that one.
You could shave 5 off of that and achieve the same result.
You could for sure, or they could have kept it the same length and delivered it in a much more intriguing way instead of like booking number B or letter B number, booking letter B, booking letter A, booking letter C. Like they just choose from the same pile.
How do you guys feel about the after match interview? Just really quick before you move on, because I thought it was interesting that they did it right after this, right? So right into Cody's face, do an interview, and it feels more off the cuff. Like they don't have a lot of time to prepare. They're still like hot from the match. They can't breathe. So maybe they don't have time to like remember a script. So I thought it could be good in that way, but it could also be bad for people in that way. Maybe if they're not ready for it. But
in principle, and I like the shot of the fact that they turned away from where the hard cam normally is to the kind of Titantron, so you could see like Randy in the back, a bit kind of gassed and just looking a bit pissed off. That's perfect. But they need to do something with that then. So if you're going to have Cody sitting there going, oh yeah, you know, my mentor, you know, he was really good, but, you know, I beat him tonight. And then Randy's in the back there like, I'm pissed off about that. Have him do something. You know,
he was talking about what he's going to do next and stuff. I thought the promo was pretty good.
I mean Randy.
Yeah,
Randy.
You wanted more out of Randy.
I thought that angle was setting up for Randy to run back in.
Like, either to come back in the ring and take him out, or just have him in the back pissed off that night, so next time on SmackDown he does something to Cody. Give me something like that.
If he's getting progressively angrier, that's like a little piece of it. But if it's not going anywhere, then maybe not. Yeah. I thought the promo worked more for Cody than it did for Randy, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they're foreshadowing a Randy Orton heel turn for the 10th time? Maybe 7th time? I don't know, something like that. So,
is really even a heel turn? He's just like, he turns back into like the legend killer. He'll still be liked if he does that, especially if they do it, if it takes a little while and there's a snapping point. He's going back to that character that we love, and he's so over right now.
He could be that character that he was at the start, but almost the opposite of it. Like if he goes, hey, I'm the legend now, and no one's able to kill me. And he just starts taking out all these young guys.
Yeah, lots of ways to go with it, true.
You guys want to try and take me out as the legend? It ain't happening. I'm Randy Orton. Flip it on its head. Do something with that.
Squash all the upcoming talent. Yeah, people love that.
Hi, fine. But it gets some heat, right? As a heel,
beat Braun Breaker, beat Jacob Fatu.
Why not?
Beat Dom. Beat all these guys into the ground.
Do it. I don't care. I would actually want to see that.
It'd be interesting. Yeah, that would be a good, maybe have him beat John Cena and say, okay, I killed the last legend. I'm the legend now.
I am the legend.
He would be so over. Like if you want to make him a super face.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about something that I enjoyed a little bit more.
Okay.
And going into it, one of the participants was ice cold and one is scorching hot. So what can you get when that happens? Surprisingly, a really good match. Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. 14 minutes. They were given enough time to do something. I thought, well, because we haven't seen Raquel do anything. I said it's like she's walking around like a robot. Like she just like is fed lines. She has no personality.
Yeah.
She's basically a prop for Liv Morgan. Liv is gone. Can she become something now? I think this is one of the best matches she's done in how long. Rhea looked great. Some people said she shouldn't have won, but Rhea's so over. She doesn't need to win, but yeah, she's still going to win some matches.
Raquel ice cold to the next
Raquel
the person who
slowly
wins this
heat
is
up.
going to the title is what the narrative was. And you're going to send Raquel? No, come on. This was a great showcase for Raquel. The IWC
Great
needs to
showcase.
relax and say Rhea's not putting people over. She's the most over person in the company, male or female. She needs to win this match and go on to fight for the title. Come on.
Yeah. So, what'd you think of this match? I liked it. I think I gave it like a 3.2 or something. I don't know.
Oh,
That's
Not
a good
that
rating
it's
for you.
amazing, but it was good.
I enjoyed
It's a big
it.
one.
It was, second match of the night is normally the one where you've just come off the high of the first match and you're just starting to lull a little bit, and it's kept it going for me. But that's maybe because the high of the first match was not so high. But
Not for me too. It kept it going, and I was feeling good.
it was good. Like I enjoyed it. I thought the match was as long as it needed to be. It was as brutal as a street fight in Saudi could be. What did they call it again? A Riyadh Boulevard
Riyadh,
street fight?
yeah, something like
that. All right.
Sure.
It was as much as it needed to be.
Bodysuit battle, Maggle.
Bunch of big, beautiful women slapping each other with belts and dressed in leather. Yeah, that seems normal. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it was fine. I
was
enjoyed the match. I think Raquel looked great in it. She is definitely more over now from having that showcase with Rhea. And I don't know if that.
I
There you
hope
go.
that this is Liv's injury is an opportunity for Raquel, because Raquel was really over on NXT when she
Yeah.
was the champ. She was
Yeah.
really over.
But as a face,
As a face. But I don't know that Raquel works as a face on the main roster. But first of all, are we really saying that two women in skin-tight leather bodysuits is more appropriate for a Saudi Arabian crowd than what they would normally wear? I don't know. But that's
Yeah, I'm
not
not
for me to
sure.
say. Second of all, I always go a little crazy for something that I have not seen before, or maybe I just forgot that I've seen it because my memory is awful. And the spot where they took the top of the table and they put it over the barrier, and then Raquel put Rhea through that. I don't think I've seen that before. So I always appreciate
cool.
a new spot like that. And it was street fights can always go one of two ways for me. It can be a little too much of a spot fest. This one I don't think it treaded into that direction. I thought it was a good following match. The crowd was dead, minus the Rhea entrance. I feel like they blew their load on the first match a little bit
Yeah.
because they were kind of quiet for the rest of the night. And I don't agree that Rhea is burying people and never loses. Now, you could say, should she be the one to challenge Io at Evolution, which we'll talk about later? Okay, maybe not. But if you have someone who is so much more over than everybody else in the division, sorry, you have to... Everyone. You have to put her on television.
yeah.
I still
That's
think
true.
Io should beat her. But this match, yes, definitely better than the first. And I wonder if this maybe should have been the one to start the pay-per-view, actually.
Yeah, I mean, that would be nice. Them being quiet for Raquel, I mean, makes sense because Raquel, like I said, has been MIA, but hopefully she can step up. This thing she's got going with Roxanne Perez has a lot of potential, And, the classic small, big, Donkey and
Works.
Shrek dynamic.
That's who you go to when you think small and big.
Nice.
Yeah,
Donkey and Shrek.
I was
Who do
thinking
you
because
go
like they had that in like in a basketball playoff, like a really big player and a small player, and that's what they compared it to. They're a lovable duo,
You
Oh.
do,
That's right.
Jordan probably does C-3PO and R2-D2.
100%.
Dork.
Good call, Waxman. Wow,
Yeah,
Star Wars
100%.
reference. Holy
Okay.
crap.
Who else is there?
I would do Legolas and Gimli, so I'm no better.
Oh,
Second Lord of the Rings reference. Second Legolas reference.
nice. You're doing well tonight.
Unstoppable.
Jason still zero
Jason doesn't
movies
know what
seen.
any of that means, but it's okay.
I heard Legolas likes to shoot an arrow.
Yeah, he's done it once or
But he
twice.
does. But he does.
What's a Jason reference you would understand? It's like Geralt of Rivia and that lad that's dressed up like a jester.
Oh,
What's
okay.
What's his
I
pus?
can't remember his name right now.
Just
Dandelion.
What's his name? Dandelion.
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 Yeah.
I remember things.
Dandelion.
It's like
Dandelion.
yeah, Dandelion and Geralt.
Dandelion. Next.
Next. So next we had, I think a match that a lot of people were looking forward to because Karrion Kross finally got to strap up and get in the ring.
Strap up.
Or strap up.
Throwback to the Gimp era.
He
No
finally
strap
got
on
to,
this time.
He finally got to have a match, which is nice. He's been talking a lot of trash, and now he gets to back it up.
He doesn't take flatbacks. He doesn't fall on his back ever.
Yeah.
I
Who
mean,
says that?
guess
Who's
who else
saying
didn't take
that?
flat back bumps? Ric Flair, okay? Because he had bad back.
Karrion Kross landed on his back in this match many times, on the outside, on the inside. So everyone
yeah.
needs to shut up.
So, I am a bit of a hypocrite because I did
Yep.
enjoy this match more than the first one, which I thought was super formulaic, and this one was classic Sami Zayn, comeback type of match. But I feel like there was more than just that, even though that's how it ended up. And obviously, like, this is the culmination of their backstage heat and the dynamic that they're building. So, and it was just fun to see Karrion Kross, like, see the whole entrance and everything, because that's
That entrance was so.
the entrance is incredible.
It's
And it's
unbelievable.
still-
Both entrances in this match
with
were a
the Scarlet and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it still
Great.
works despite his new look and feel.
Yeah. 100%.
Because it's a lot different than bald Karrion. But now he's, I don't know how many
Variant.
years, I don't know what year it was when Jeff Hardy ruined his main event push.
His
but
career.
22, 21, something
He's
like
been
that.
digging up out of the grave ever since, and he's looking good. So, did you
Do you
like
know,
this?
I really enjoyed the match. I think because, as Wax said, it's
Very
something I've not seen.
Mm.
I've not seen Karrion do anything for so long that he could have been against me and it would have been fun to watch.
But there was
and
story
he
here
would have killed
too.
me.
There's so
Yeah.
much story leading up to it.
My
Even if it's
only-
not deep, it's still story.
True. My only issue with this entire match is the wrong person won. I genuinely
No.
don't think that Sami should have won this because for me it's kind of killed that hype that Karrion
No,
has.
no.
No, it
It's
does
not
because
killed any of the hype. You're
it does
crazy.
because I now don't care. Like he was on this train where it was he's chatting.
You're done
shit,
with him already?
Well, why should I care? He's done nothing for 4 years. He got beat by Jeff Harvey and dressed as a gimp. He then talks shit for a load of months against a bunch of different people, coming out Miz and then Sami and then all this different stuff. And then he gets one opportunity to have a match and he gets beat by one haluva kick.
Sammy in Saudi after a bust
Don't
ass
care.
match. I know you
Don't
don't
care.
care, but the
It's
fact
not
of the matter
Sami
is,
in Montreal. It's not Sami in Montreal, so it doesn't.
the crowd
doesn't
was
count.
going insane
Oh,
for
of course
him.
they were because they're marks. But I don't
It's
care.
a face that's over. I
But
think
like
this-
for me,
to think that that's enough to kill Karrion Kross to lose to Sami Zayn
Well,
on that
it's not that
stage
it kill- it
after
doesn't
putting
kill
on
it.
such a good match, it's not
But
dead.
he has to have something going for him, and right now
Yes.
he has nothing.
That's something to build off of. This is a platform for him to leap forward
I
from.
mean, honestly,
So-
it would have been better if it was a roll-up pin where he beat him. The fact
Yeah.
that he beat him super clean with one fucking haluva kick, it really does,
I get
for
that.
me,
I just-
hamper his momentum.
My opinion's between you guys because I think I'm okay with Sammy winning, but I agree. My first reaction when he did win is like one haluva kick.
Because he was like caught him off guard. That's
Sammy,
like
yeah, but even then,
Guy's a
like,
monster.
a one finisher
Yeah.
out of nowhere, like should be able to beat people
Sammy is like
Yeah.
in WWE
he's
world.
like
it's
Sammy's like War Turtle. None of his finishers should beat anybody on one
What?
shot.
That's
He's
an
like a
insane,
mid-level Pokemon.
I like the
ridiculous
analogy.
comparison.
I like
Yeah,
the
you know what I mean?
Why
Like, you
He's
don't
not
Yeah.
a fully
Turtle?
evolved.
You don't go to
Sami
the
Zayn's
elite-
War Turtle.
Yeah.
Well, because he's never won he's never won the championship, so he's
Yeah,
not
he doesn't
quite
have any.
Blastoise yet, right?
He doesn't have any big level moves that should take anyone down in one shot. The
Yeah.
Blue Thunder Bomb doesn't beat anybody.
It's
The
not
Haluva
no one's
kick doesn't
second
beat
finisher
anybody.
beats anybody.
It should be a combination
I
of
do
the things
think
he's doing.
if you're gonna do something with Karrion Kross, I don't mind him being in this spot on the roster where he's just that
No.
guy mid card heel.
This is
I
where he's
don't
going to
know-
stay. He hasn't been anywhere for a while. He got a really good chance here with Sami Zayn to get a lot of promos in before.
And I'm okay
Great
with
match.
him staying in this.
Let's keep it going.
I think at this point he's not a main event level guy.
Matches.
He's a mid-card heel, and that's fine. But he's got to win every now and then.
Sure. For sure.
He's got to win.
He's got to leapfrog from here onto something next. What's
he's got
next?
to carry on the momentum.
Hey.
Not a
Karrion
rematch
Kross.
against Sami Zayn. Not unless it's going to be like.
Well, that's
I don't even
exactly
want
what it looks like we're going to get.
It does look like
annoying.
it. And if there's a rematch, obviously he has to win
Not every
that,
feud
for sure.
needs to be 3 pay-per-view matches.
100%.
You could break away after one.
There's a lot of different directions
But
you
the
can go
match
with this
was
guy.
fine.
There's so many people that need heels, and he can step into that role. But again, even if he's a heel for a while that has to lose big matches before he gets that big win,
The match is
we
good.
need that.
I'm happy that we are seeing Karrion Kross on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I can't be upset at that, even if he lost in a way that I don't agree with.
Just to clarify, though, you've seen him on pay-per-view. Don't get your hopes up that you're going to see it again. Pay-per-view.
pay-per-view.
You're right.
Single.
You're right.
Jason,
But,
summarize all of that, Pish.
Well, it seems that Brad really believes in Karrion Kross still for some reason, and Jordan thinks he's completely finished and going to be out of the company tomorrow. So
It wouldn't surprise me.
The truth is somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle.
I mean, the fact that he got a match on pay-per-view is big, win or loss. It does make him look kind of dumb, but this iteration of him, I feel like, can look dumb sometimes. That he's not so protected monster guy that you can't touch.
Yeah.
He gets touched. He gets slapped. He's supposed to. He's got the bigger plan at hand. He's like in your head. Even when Sami slapped him in the back, he just falls down and smiles. Like, he doesn't mind if you think you got one thing on him because he's gonna win the war. This is just one battle. So it's gonna take a lot of work. That I agree, Jordan, we might not get, but I think it's still salvageable if they want to. I think it could still lead somewhere if they want to.
Yeah, no reason to believe that we will. I'm just maybe too.
No, there's no reason to believe they will, but it's still too early to say they won't, if that makes any sense.
You're protective over Sami Zayn winning, and you're not allowing yourself to believe that Karrion is
That's
going to fall into
so
obscurity again.
ridiculous.
I won't be,
Such a
no, I won't
ridiculous
be
thing to
surprised
say.
if he does. I just hope he
I
doesn't.
think he
That's
will.
all.
Like you get
To
beat
say
by
that about
somebody.
me, that's so ridiculous. It's not true.
Do I need to show the video?
That's obviously that turning it up and love that moment. Of course, has nothing to do with this.
Okay.
Sami Zayn.
I know. Okay. The one thing I would like for Karrion Kross is for his storylines to have a bit more of an impact. Yes, there's been the whole IWC, like everyone he shows up in the background of turns heel. I would like someone to actually be impacted by something.
This is the first time we've ever had it in. We've been asking for so long. We've been asking for Karrion Kross to be involved in something. This is the first time, and it was a great show.
That's what
he
he's
had
saying.
AJ. He had AJ.
Yeah.
Nothing happened there.
Nothing happened.
Exactly.
If Sami
The
goes back
Miz-
to being, hey, I'm Sami. woo,
Nothing
woo.
happened.
Nothing happened. The Miz, nothing happened. Seth went heel, but not because of anything. So I would like for him to get into somebody's head. Don't know who. Maybe Randy. Maybe that's who you do. Maybe you go after Randy. Obviously, his character is a crazy person, right? But Karrion Kross might be the right person to push those buttons again, and Randy can beat him, but
Randy's
still
vulnerable
be
right
impacted
now.
by
No.
that. I don't mind.
Randy's vulnerable. He's lost his edge.
Randy's super vulnerable,
Edge.
so that could be a nice little mini feud. You carry that
I like
to
it.
SummerSlam, and then you get Karrion Kross on SummerSlam,
No,
and then
nice.
Randy turns heel, and everyone win. Well, I win because that's what I want to see. I don't know.
Is Karrion Kross on SmackDown?
Yeah.
Raw.
No.
He's a dirty
I
man
don't
in the
know.
tunnels. He can appear everywhere.
Because we didn't see
He
him
is
on
a
Raw,
dirty man
right?
in the tunnels.
He wasn't on Raw, so
No, he
hopefully-
was.
What did he do
He
Was
attacked.
it-
He attacked Sammy.
again on Raw?
Is-
I don't remember that.
Is he hit him with the pipe that made Sami have the broken ribs before he had the match?
Oh yeah, sorry. Okay,
Yeah. He attacked.
I do
he
remember
attacked
that,
Sammy.
yeah.
I don't know
He
who's
just
on
came
what
up with a
brand anymore.
pipe.
I'm so bad
He
with
was taped up. Look at all the tape.
all right. So yeah, he's still going. He's got a pipe. Everything's fine.
he's
What's
got a
next?
He's got a big pipe.
I
He's
don't
laying
doubt
pipe.
that.
He'll
I
always
don't
lay
doubt
pipe.
that.
That's one thing he'll do. Oh, now we have a nice surprise. We got Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu
Gotta talk about this
for
one.
the United States Championship. let's talk to the man who didn't believe and said there's no way Solo would have won. Jordan, what do you think?
Oh, just get my first name. Okay.
Yeah, that's all you get.
That's fair. Do you know what? I'm happy I was wrong. The match was good. I enjoyed it. The finish, or not the finish, but like the end of the match was a bit. No one kind of knew who was who, what was happening, but that's okay.
Even Michael Cole didn't.
Yeah, Michael Cole had no idea what was happening, but that's
God.
fine. But yeah, the actual match was good. I like Solo. I like what he's doing. I just don't believe in him. But maybe that's exactly the point. Maybe I've been worked into believing that he's not going to do very much. And then suddenly he wins the US title, and I'm like, oh shit, actually, I can't deny him anymore, can I?
He came out different this time. His entrance was old school. It was just him, towel on, angry,
think
not talking too much shit.
feels like
It was different.
They believe in him. Like, if you go back a couple of years, this is a guy who beat John Cena at another Saudi show, right? So him turning up here and taking the US title off of one of their biggest merch sellers, I believe, is huge. Like, that's massive.
Facts.
So I can't argue with that. I just didn't believe they would do it. I thought that Jacob would still be there, but with the introduction of, as I guess the IWC know him, Hikuleo, or as what we're going to know him as, I'm not sure yet. Is it what it's Tala Tonga?
His actual name is Tala, apparently. So
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
but yes, Hikuleo is what he's known as
But, like,
internationally.
I don't know. I'd heard that he was going to be debuting somewhere, but I don't know why I had it in my head that he was going to be on the side of Fatu. I don't know why, but it just made sense that it was a bit one-sided at the minute, so that kind of worked in my head. But actually, now that I've seen it, even though Michael Cole doesn't know who he is, it does make sense. So I'm excited by it. I think this run that we're going to get with him, protected by all of his lads around him, I think it's going to be sick. Yes, they are going to dominate the mid card on SmackDown. That's exactly where they need to be right now.
I don't hate it.
I'm now beginning to believe that Solo could be the boy going forward. Not quite there yet. He's definitely got the ability to make me laugh. He definitely has the in-ring ability. But I just need to see, I think, a little bit more of that brutal enforcer when he needs to be. You know, that little bit that we kind of lost when he became the main guy. Also, ditch the Michael Jackson glove.
This match was the right amount of booked, because we had another match later that I think was overbooked. This one was booked the right amount. We knew Jeff Cobb, whatever is Jeff Cobb?
JC Mateo.
JC Mateo. We knew he was going to come out. Tonga Loa was a fun return. I know he's kind of more over because of other reasons.
But still,
still.
The rest
He's like a cult classic.
He's a cult classic. And that's fine. However you get over, you get over.
Yeah.
Tama, I guess, is still hurt. Scrappy Doo, right?
Yep.
And as Michael Cole so eloquently put it, Hikuleo is Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa's brother. So it makes sense. Now, two things I want to mention. Number one, shout out to Raj, because I knew me, Brad, and Jason have another group chat about wrestling with him, and I knew the one thing he was going to say is, where is Zilla Fatu? Because if someone's going to show up on Jacob's side, it will be him. Maybe he's the next person. The other thing I've noted is in this whole bloodline storyline, dating back to Roman, there was always an enforcer. There was always a muscle that would kind of insulate the top dog. It was Solo for Roman, then it was Jacob for Solo, and now it's going to be Tala Tonga, who is like 7 feet tall for
Big
Solo.
boy. Big
There's
boy.
always
big
going to
boy.
be that guy who's there. I am still digging the bloodline story because I think they've realized it doesn't have the gravitas it used to have. Jimmy and Jay have moved on to other things. Roman's moved on to other things. But the family feud is still interesting on a mid-card level.
SmackDown
And I think
spoilers.
eventually Jacob will go this way. Solo will stay here. But Solo's doing really great work. And I think he deserves this title. And I love that he's pivoted from being a super serious, intimidating, physical guy to almost like a comedy character.
Yeah.
And it's working for him. It's working for him really well. It's like when Jimmy Uso did that It's working for Solo just as well. So I'm locked in. I want to see. I don't know how many more Samoans there are to still show up, but bring them all out. I don't care.
Probably millions.
Probably. They're all related. There's the big bloodline. Big bloodline.
Oh, yeah.
And Jeff Cobb, who is not related to them at all, but he's there.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be.
Shout out Solo, doing good work.
You were right, Jason. I'll give you that.
I was right. Put it in soundbite. Then what do we have? Then we got the Queen of the Ring tournament final. Jade Cargill defeated Asuka by pinfall.
You sure?
This was a short match. It was 8 minutes and 35 seconds. It was. I don't really remember much about this match. It was okay. I enjoyed it. I remember obviously the little bit of a mess up with the pin at the end, which I don't think is a huge deal.
Fine.
I'm happy Jade won. I think the right person won. She, the crowd wasn't super hype for this match, but what do you guys think?
The crowd were hyped for Asuka, and that was it. It was kind of like the Rhea match. They were only hyped for one side, so no matter what happened on the other side, they were never going to be that excited by it. It's a shame. But for me, this was match of the night. It was booked well enough that I was excited throughout it, but it was also short enough to drag out some of the, not mistakes, but some of the stuff that could have gone wrong. The only poor moment was the pin at the end, and I don't necessarily think that is anyone in particular's fault. It was just a thing that happened. But I enjoyed this. I enjoyed how good Jade looked with somebody as experienced as Asuka on the other side. I think if it had been somebody else that was relatively new or inexperienced, it might not have gone this well. And I think that's exactly what Jade needs at this point, especially in her solo run. Like we saw her with Bianca, and there was moments where she just was a bit green, shall we say. And then she kind of went away for a bit and then came back, and now we're getting solo Jade. We're not getting solo Jade that we had in AEW, where she just destroyed people in 2 minutes, Goldberg style. I'm sure Jason will want to talk about that at some point. But we're getting her being able to have a match. And I think that somebody like Asuka in the final of this Queen of the Ring tournament is a great competitor for her to prove how far she's come as a wrestler, not just as a monster. Do you know what I mean? I really enjoyed this match. I thought there's nothing that I can say that was like, oh, that was a standout moment. It was just a well-worked wrestling match for Jade, which I don't think we've had much of in WWE at this point. So I really enjoyed it.
I think the match of the night comment might be a little bit far for me. I can see why you did, because it did have some interesting stuff. But for all those reasons that you also mentioned, I think that for me it wouldn't be match of the night. But I love that she won.
I'm also basing it on the fact that all the other matches were just not that good.
Yeah, based on your rankings of their matches, I understand it. For me, I do think it was one of the weaker ones on the card for sure. But still, I enjoyed all of the matches on the card. And this is another one that I actually had fun with. I wouldn't say that these were all the best matches, but they all had a little bit of something, a little of this. This just didn't have a lot of story. It was really just, this is Asuka, who's great, versus Jade, who's up and coming and great. And they had a little match, and it ended the way that it did. Asuka afterwards tweeted something like, "Next time I'll try," or something. And I was like, yeah, it just kind of seemed like that. Like, and then you just like bury her like that. I don't know. That's kind of crazy. But I'm happy to see them go their separate ways, and hopefully something more exciting for both of them after they both had a good showcase. And it's good to have Asuka back. And finally, we're getting some usage out of Jade, and she's not dead on a car, so that's good.
Yeah, True. That's always better. Jade is improving.
It's better than being dead.
I wouldn't go as far as to say she's great, technically, but she doesn't really need to be. She's able to get by on Jason's favorite word, aura, a lot of the time. I'm surprised. I really, if I were on the prediction show last week, I would have picked Asuka and not even had a doubt about it. I would have thought they weren't ready to pull the trigger on Jade yet.
Wow.
But I'm happy they did, because I think this could be a real not a sink or swim, but it's going to be a real proving moment for her. Yeah. I don't think she's going to beat whoever she faces at SummerSlam. But I think it's time to kind of see what you have with Jade. And see what she can be as a solo star, because I think she's going to be a megastar. And I think it's just a matter of time. But it's about, you got to kind of let her try it and see. So I'm
more
happy
promos.
they did, because it's going to be something new.
My only concern with Jade winning is not that she can't do it, because I do believe that she has the ability to be in that spot. My problem is that she's getting booked into a Naomi Money in the Bank nonsense.
That's true.
And I feel like if that's what happens, we get to a point where Jade is in the main event. She's in a match at SummerSlam for the title. Naomi's going to cash in and win, and it kind of kills any excitement around Jade if that happens.
Then
But
she's got to chase Naomi. Could be good. But
Yeah,
you're
and-
right.
and-
It
and
could be
depends how the
disastrous.
cash-in is done.
it could
Depends
be
how the
great.
cash-
It
Could be disaster.
Hey, do you know what? Naomi doesn't need to win either. We're assuming that she would win that cash.
Oh, interesting.
You could absolutely have Jade have her come out and be, oh yeah, come on then, let's go, and then absolutely kill Naomi. And that is one way to rocket her.
Oh, shit,
But
that'd be
I don't
crazy.
know. I don't know.
Yeah, Jason, any final closing thoughts on Asuka versus Jade before we go next?
No, I would just say it was a good matchup. Like the styles kind of went together really well. Asuka obviously can't overpower Jade, but with her technical ability and submission type locks, she can wear her down, wear her muscles down, sort of. And then every once in a while, Jade could pop up with like a power move. So I thought that was a cool dynamic that they told in the ring. And Jade, I'm not going to say aura anymore because people have completely ruined that word. I'm going to say
Aura.
presence.
What was this match?
Presence is incredible, and you can't teach it. So the stuff you can teach, she continues to get better. So
What's she giving?
presence,
What do you mean?
Oh, yeah.
giving presence.
He hates that.
Here's
It's
presence.
giving. It's
so
giving.
not aura, but presence.
He's not a fan.
Oh,
presence. Not
when
a
people
fan of
say,
it's
"Oh,
giving.
it's given."
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's given.
Thanksgiving.
That's given. Fucking.
You can just say that's giving
That's- I don't
anything.
know.
That's given fucking.
That's giving
giving.
fucking.
I hate when folk do that as well. Jason, I'm with
What's
you.
it giving?
It does my nothing. It's not
Listen,
giving anything.
Just because you guys are old doesn't mean you can't. You got to be
The old
angry at
guard.
all the new lingo. Some of us try
Not
and
all,
stay
that
hip
one
with
just
it.
First of all,
sucks. Not
it's
all.
not new, and it's just overused. I like it. I like
you just
aura. Aura is a
gotta
great
stay
word.
hip with it.
It's like, I like this word. Let me use it every
All right,
second word.
Steve Buscemi. What's going on over here?
But it changed.
Steve Buscemi.
Abe Simpson.
So
You
now,
never, see,
I used to be with it.
you never seen that Steve
But then
Buscemi
it
thing where he's
changed.
like, "What up, kids?
Hello, how
or
do you do,
whatever.
fellow kids?
How do you do,
oh
fellow
yeah, that
kids?"
meme, that
Yeah.
boomer meme. Yeah, I've seen it.
Have you seen the clip or the meme itself? You got to watch the clip to know.
I
where
never
the
seen
meme
the
is from.
clip. I just seen the
Ah,
still
there you go.
image. the
Jason.
GIF,
Calling
the
me a
JPEG.
boomer, you tiny little duck.
Go watch a motion picture show.
Go watch
All
a
right.
TV show.
We got the,
That's the next
last match.
Old timey insults.
We got the last match.
Who was in the last match, Jason? Was it of
It was
importance?
hotter than a $2 pistol. This match.
What?
John Cena. This is the last. Maybe it's probably the last time between John Cena and CM
Probably.
Punk, which kind of made us all think they're gonna go out with a slobber knocker with a bust ass match. But instead, it was an overbooked match that we got. That's what we got. The overbooked match.
Hotter than Jason's ass after a Taco Bell.
I haven't had Taco Bell in a while, and I think my ass is gonna heat up in a couple minutes when we finish this show.
What
I
did you
feel-
have? What did you have before this?
I don't know if it's what I ate before this or last week or whatever, but we got to get through this.
Last week. Why is it still in there from last week?
They got a slow system.
You got a few
It's
more
like
curves in there.
You need to
Yeah.
have you need to have a whiskey. That's what you need. That'll kick it right into gear.
Okay,
Oh yeah, we're in
John
the last
Cena,
match
CM
now.
Punk, overbooked to shit.
Pish.
They didn't need to do this. They
Yeah.
didn't need
Overbooked
to
and
do
undercooked.
this. Overbooked,
Yeah.
undercooked, nothing of consequence. It was just a bunch of guys coming in, fighting each other, and I guess Cena does get a not clean win over Punk.
Even though he tried to get the clean win,
He
which
did.
was interesting.
Yeah.
He was trying to look clean. He did a lot of stuff to win a match. Like he should have won any other kind of match, like against anyone else. But this suffered from just like, even though like they're both so good, and the people coming in, it was done well, that even in the pocket of all the schmoz and me saying like this is overbooked and I hate it, there was moments I liked within it. Like, obviously, when he points to the back for a ref,
Yeah, there's moments.
I thought it was beautiful that Seth comes out then, like the way it was done. And
Charles
Charles
Robinson.
Robinson getting tackled.
Run.
Yeah, that's a nice
Do you
callback.
like the run where the callback?
Yeah.
Great
Yeah,
run.
it's a cool callback. But the thing I didn't like is there was no ref for like 35 minutes.
So stupid.
Like that was kind of odd to me. It's just these little things, but I don't know. What did y'all think?
I understand that if a ref takes a bump, you're not going to have, like in football, a VAR ref sitting in the back going, right, hold on, everybody. He kicked him in the willy while the other ref was on the floor. I understand that. I'm not expecting...
You weren't out there, you can't call it, but you should be able to...
That's fine. But it should be a case of within a minute or two that another ref comes down. Because this whole, the ref took a bump and he's been out for 10 minutes.
Let's see if he gets back up.
Like, it's
Hold
so
it. He's in gorilla
overplayed.
position. Wait. He
Yeah.
might get back up.
He might be fine. Let's
not a
just
title
see.
match or anything.
Oh, wait. He's just gone through 6 tables, been hit in the face with a steel chair, and somebody tried to...
Oh, Seth's going out there. He'll fix it. Don't worry
but
about the
it's
ref.
fine. Seth pointed at the thing. He'll bring the ref out when he points up there. Like, it just frustrates me that we're still living in the era where the ref taking a bump means that the match just turns to shit.
Yeah.
Also, if Seth was coming out, presumably to do a cash-in, you
Why
come
would
out
you
with
not
the
bring
ref.
the ref? Yeah, why
Bring
waste
the
your
ref.
time?
The number one thing I was thinking, like, come
Hey,
on, bring the
Paul
ref
Heyman,
with you.
do something.
Paul Heyman,
Bring
what
the
are you
ref.
doing?
He's doing
Be
nothing.
the architect.
And then, so I blame this on not really having tuned in the last couple of weeks. My first thought when Penta came out is, why is Penta coming
Oh, yeah.
out? I didn't realize
First
he
one
had
I wasn't
history.
watching.
And then someone, who's the other person?
LA
Sami?
Knight?
Oh, LA Knight.
Sammy, too.
And
No,
Sami.
Sami came out. LA didn't come
Sami.
out.
I don't think LA came out.
Sami came
No.
out.
Oh, you didn't see
Sami,
what-
I knew had a history with Seth. I just don't get it. I don't think
Maybe that was Raw.
this needed to happen in a match that a
No.
lot of people were anticipating, because it is probably the last time that we're going to get Cena versus Punk, and people were really excited as soon as Cena
It was
came
cool
back.
to see them
and
in the
Punk
ring
was back.
together,
You would
looking at each
you
other.
never thought you would see it again,
Mm.
right? And they, this presumably pipe bomb that Cena dropped a couple weeks ago, that people were freaking out about, which I think we're overreacting on, which is fine. You kind of wasted it on this match. That everything I remember from this match is not involving Cena or Punk. And
Now,
that's
maybe
the
their
risk
feud
of these
isn't over.
overbooked matches.
Maybe it's not over, but doesn't
Maybe.
it work so much better if we just did this the way it was supposed to be done? Kept John Cena face this whole time. CM Punk would have come in here talking shit, being like, "I've had enough of you coming back doing the same old shtick." Da da da. The heel Cena thing still hasn't clicked yet, and here's a good example of CM
I
Punk
don't know
versus
if
him. Didn't work.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think heel Cena.
It
Heel
has its
Cena.
moments. I'm not saying it's horrible. I'm not saying it's dog
not,
shit. I'm
no.
not saying it's the worst. I'm just
I
saying
think it's
this
for
could have been
me.
better.
It's working, and what I liked about this match, if I'm trying to find some positives,
There
is
are
that,
positives. It's fun.
That Cena wasn't heel. Like, he had moments where he could have been, and he
Yeah, you
chose
thought he was
not
turning.
to be.
Yeah.
And it's not that he's turning back. It's just that he's just not being a dick, right?
It's not consistent with how he's been, but this is much better than what he's been.
It's getting there, because
Completely different.
That pipe bomb that we had, if you want to call it that, the other
Definitely not.
week was not necessarily him being a heel. It was just him telling truth. It was just him being honest about how he feels about things, and folk reacted in a positive way about it. So he's naturally getting the fans on side by just being honest again. I don't think the fans are booing, and in the same way Dom comes out, does nothing, and gets booed. That should have been happening for Cena because he's heel, but it's not, because everything he says, unfortunately, they just latch onto and
he
they
still
love.
gets cheered because we still love John Cena, so there's a lot of
Right.
John Cena love. If
So-
you're there live, you're cheering him, but I'm just saying
100%.
at home,
But
it's
I think he's playing this quite well. I think,
getting better. It hasn't been good yet, but it's getting better still.
but it's getting
For me.
better because he's slowly turning face by accident again.
Maybe.
And like I thought the match was crap because let's be honest, John Cena matches are not great. They're just not.
And
That's
you're building
fine.
toward that finish. What can you do building towards that finish? That
Exactly.
finish is coming at some
Exactly.
point, and so no matter what you do, that finish is coming, and it's kind of all out the window at that point.
Yeah, I'm I hope it's done. I hope that Seth does something different, and I hope that Punk goes on to do. He's going to end up facing Seth again. It's going to be pish. But I don't know who I want to see John face next. It sounds like it's going to be bloody R-Truth again or Ron Swanson. Not Ron Swanson.
Ron
Killings. Yeah, here, I'd watch John Cena versus Ron Swanson. That'd be good. But I don't know. I don't know what I want. It was an okay match. It wasn't great. I think it was one of the weaker moments of the card, and that's with all the talent they had there. So,
yeah.
That's it? That's all you got to say?
That's all.
What was your rating for that match, Jay?
I think like
a 3.1 if I remember.
3.1.
Yeah.
3.1. Any closing thoughts on that, or you want to get into the news?
Yeah, I don't have much more to say about.
No, we covered it pretty much.
News.
well, all in, it was a shite of champions. It was fine. It wasn't great. It wasn't awful. It was somewhere in the middle. I wish it was better, but we don't need to wait long to get something that is going to make this look incredible by comparison, because it's going to be Goldberg versus Gunther, and that is immediately going to make me think that John Cena versus CM Punk was the best thing since
Quite all
me
right.
having a chug. So yeah, anyway, that is coming up in a couple of weeks. But I was looking at the world of news for wrestling this week, and there was a couple of things that came up. But there's one thing I wanted to do with you in particular, but I'm going to give this quick shout out before we get into that. We thought that the Judgment Day, as it was dying, okay? And I just want to bring it to everyone's attention that the Judgment Day are flush with gold at this point. They have the women's tag, the Raw tag, and the IC title all within their ranks just now. How they play that could be very interesting. But for a faction that we thought was about to just disband into obscurity because of the kind of infighting, all it took was for Liv to be taken out of that, and immediately everybody's pals again, and guess what? They're all getting on. I think that makes for a very exciting return for Liv when that does happen somewhere down the line. So I just want to give that shout out for that moment. But I have three little tidbits that I'd like to go over for news for you this week. There's been 3 people who have been linked with a return, some more likely than others. So I have numbers 1, 2, and 3, and I'm going to go around all 3 of you, and I'm going to give you a chance to pick a number, and I'm going to tell you who that number responds to.
Wow.
And you're going to tell me, 1, if you're excited for that potential return, whether likely or not, and where you think that return would go. Okay? So, let's start with Wax.
Cool.
We have 1, 2, and 3. I'd like you to pick a number, 1, 2, or 3.
Well, let's go with number 1.
Number 1. Okay.
Number 1.
He's
Go
going
with your
with
first guess.
He's going with number 1. Number 1 is the most unlikely. However, it has been floating around the IWC recently that there would be at least one more match for Kevin Nash. Now, he has shut down most of these rumours. However, I would love to know if you would like to see even just one last little run for Kevin Nash somewhere, and how that would work in the world of WWE or AEW. Hey, it's a good point. I actually don't need it to be WWE. If you were to see Kevin Nash come back, what would that look like?
Okay. Well, first of all, I like what Kevin Nash is doing now, being just kind of a mouthpiece on a podcast. Some of his takes are really funny and really good. I agree with a lot of them. I do not care to see Kevin Nash return in a wrestling capacity, and I don't think he wants to return in a wrestling capacity, hence him shooting down those rumors. He came back in 2013, and he could barely walk. He is now more than 10 years older, and I get it. You know, you do some DDP yoga and miracles happen, sure. You know, he probably grabbed the ball a couple times. That's fine. but you can't make a knee suddenly have cartilage in it if it's got none. And he was barely moving 20 years ago. I think it is best for him, best for his health, that if he comes back, it is at most in like a talking capacity. I don't need to see him wrestle anymore. It was cool to see him show up at the 2011 Royal Rumble. That was cool. He had the dyed black hair. It was slightly less cool when he came back for the CM Punk thing, and then that went kind of nowhere. I guess if I were to like project, and if Kevin Nash were to show up on WWE television, what would I want him to do? It's exactly what I just said. I don't want him to wrestle for his own good. He is a 7-foot tall man who has bad knees and is in his 60s. 50s?
That is
60s?
Yeah, it must be about 60 odd now, yeah.
He's not a young chicken.
Maybe as an authority figure somewhere.
That's it. An authority figure, or, if you want to do some sort of, higher up storyline.
What if he comes back and stuns Goldberg with a fucking baton again? He stun guns him like he did before.
That's fine.
If Goldberg beats him,
Saturday
do it.
Night
I would do
event.
it at Saturday Night's Main Event. Comes
I
out,
think that's
he's about
okay.
to win, stun gun him, and
I
Gunther
think he
gets
should
the
do
win.
it, but there's no story. She just shows up and does it because he wants
Just
to.
do it. Stun gun him and leave.
and it leaves.
And that's
Right.
it.
And
Gunther
there's no
has-
explanation
and that's
for it.
Don't need anything else.
No, it should be a talkie role, if anything, a manager
Nice.
role.
I'm here
an
for it.
authority figure role.
I love your respect.
Or just put him on a
for the,
pre-show.
for
Just
the
put him on a
legend.
pre-show. Like I like hearing him talk. I like what he has to say. No, I at the same time, Kevin Nash is maybe a bit too old for me. Like I didn't see him. I didn't watch WCW first of all, so I didn't see him in the Outsiders.
You never saw him as Oz?
Fortunately,
Yeah.
not. I didn't see him as Diesel. So I never really saw
Diesel.
prime Kevin Nash. So it's not
Yeah, you were
something
too
that
young
even
for,
brings
like,
me
the-
back for a nostalgia point of view.
Yeah,
Leaving, like, because
fair.
Diesel was such a big character for us, and then him going to WCW as a kid, it was
Massive.
such a big
course.
betrayal. It felt
I now know
so
in
bad.
hindsight how big of a moment it was.
Of
but
course,
I just
of
wasn't.
course.
I was
no,
too
but
young
I
to-
understand now.
Yeah.
You know, bring back up your age, saying that you didn't see it makes so much more sense as to why you wouldn't be as excited the potential
No.
Yeah.
of just having him around in
I
some
should
sort
have
of
picked
way.
a
Just,
different number. I should have let it.
no,
to
it was
you.
Well,
great.
You
It's a
and
different
Jason
take. That's why I love
remember.
it.
There
It's a
we go.
different take. I love it.
I did say some of them are likely, some of them are not. But let's move on to Brad.
Well, because the
Since
Petit Canard
Jason's-
is flown the
Well,
poop.
he's
Floating
gone
in
for a
the
shite.
tub right now.
Maybe he's pooping. Maybe he's pooping.
Brad, we need your number. You can
Number
pick,
three. Number
You're going
three.
three?
Number
You
3.
sure?
You want me to go number 2?
No, I'm happy with it.
Jason already
Yeah, number
went
3
number
for
2.
sure.
Fantastic. Nice. Number 3 is the most likely of
My favorite thing to do in the
returns.
bathroom. Number 3.
Oh,
A 1 plus 2, of course.
Well, this particular superstar is quite likely to return at some point, particularly to WWE programming after she has likely left AEW.
Female.
Paige or Saraya is likely to be coming back to WWE at some point. With
Really?
the WWE Evolution pay-per-view on the horizon, there is a lot of speculation that there's something there. Again, all very hush-hush. But if you were to see Saraya / Paige coming back into WWE, where do you think that would go and how would it look?
As someone who watched her in NXT, watched the rise, watched her in WWE, big fan, I would be super excited to have her back. Can she wrestle? Is that the thing? If she still can go, I want her in the division. And if she's not at the main card because there's too much stuff going on, there's no reason why she can't come in, stir some shit, stir the pot because she's a great promo, and come in and win one of those mid-card titles that didn't exist while she was around.
Oh,
Add
yeah,
those
sure.
to her legacy. I'm fucking down. I'd be so happy. I know there are so many Paige fans out there that would be absolutely fucking going nuts if she came back. So if you let her talk and you give her one of those titles, I think it's a fucking win for everybody. I'd be so down. What do you think?
Yeah, I think if she comes back and did kind of like Becky has done for the IC title, but imagine
Yes.
she came back for the US and was just like, hey, I'm just going to win this mid-card title and just push everyone else aside.
Amazing.
That could be fun. And again, no announcement, just she comes out one night, and by the way, I'm going to contend for that title, and I'm going to win. And she gets it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm
down.
absolutely here for
I'm
that.
gonna. Oh, there's Frank. I'm gonna slightly disagree.
Sure. Idiot.
Only because, not because of Soraya Sage.
Oh.
Yeah,
Soraya Page.
her. Not because of her, but because I think for the first time in a while, the women's division in WWE is really well set with a good combination of talent at the top, talent coming up, pushing that talent at the top, fun mid-card, even jobber level talent,
Goofiness,
and then goofiness, the Chelsea Green tier basically, and that she knows her lane, so that's not disrespect her,
and she does well,
and she does it really well. And then the NXT, there's a lot of big names. We just saw Steph and Julia and Roxanne, all of them come up. Jordan Grace is probably coming up real soon, potentially. Blake Monroe, I don't think is going to be on NXT very long.
Shouldn't be. Should
So
never have been.
No,
I
shouldn't have
only
been
wonder where Paige now fits in, because you don't send her down to NXT. That's someone
Timing
you bring
is
right
important,
away
right?
over.
Yeah, timing has to be right.
Timing's
the right person,
important.
the belt on the right mid-card champion is what I was thinking. I was not saying like, because you're
I
right.
could
If she
see
comes
her
in and beats
more-
Lyra instantly, then that's kind of
Yeah.
weird.
I could see her more in a
Depends on the
Bella
timing
Twins
even. It could
role,
work.
where she shows up every now and then. I don't know that I'd want her consistently.
Get a couple
on the
names
main
wrong.
roster.
Vacue.
Interesting. Vacue.
Vacue.
Interesting. Well, our other jobber has disappeared, so that's okay. So I can take. Frank.
There he is.
Frank has jumped at the
For
camera.
those watching this on YouTube, if you're listening to this just on one of the podcast networks, thank you so much. We are a part of the Pantheon Network, but you can watch us on YouTube now. We have been posting it on YouTube. You can see our lovely faces and our reactions. And
a
right
mad
now,
cat.
Frank
Any
has taken
thoughts?
Jason's place. So Jordan, you can go ahead and take spot
Yeah,
number
you may as
2.
well
Tell
do
us
number
who the
two.
person is and what you think.
So spot number 2 was one that was actually announced by this superstar themselves, that they feel like they've maybe got one more little match in them.
Okay.
And the last time we saw them was a couple of years ago at WrestleMania.
Oh,
It is the glass-shattering, stone-cold Steve Austin believes that he might have one match more left for himself. Based on his last outing, I don't know how true that is, but I'm never going to say that to his face. He would absolutely kill me.
No ATVs.
he's
No,
going to send
yeah,
Poncho
no,
on
Walk your
you.
ass to the
He's
ring
going
this
to take
time.
Poncho on you.
Just walk down and do the whole
Solid-ass cat.
swagger thing. That's fine. It's okay. If Stone Cold was to come back for one match, it needs to be like a high caliber, like the 2-night WrestleMania or
To beat Cena
SummerSlam
to save
kind
the
of thing.
title. He's the last one that can save the title.
100%.
Something that big.
There needs to be something wild, and he comes back and he is fighting. It needs to be a legend. I don't think I'd want to see him in a match against a young talent, because I feel like if it's a young talent, he's going to bury them, and I don't want that. But if I feel like if it's someone super,
You got to go
Like-
out on your back, brother. He's going to put a young guy over.
he's not going to put a young guy over. but
Grayson
that's-
Waller.
I don't think if he comes back, he's
Get
one
some
of
heat.
these guys that he
Dominic
just
Mysterio?
can't. I don't think for me he can lose a last match.
I know.
Look
I agree.
at somebody like Kurt
He's the
Angle.
only one. He's
Kurt
number one.
Angle, he went out from WWE getting beat by Baron Corbin, and that's just crap. That's awful.
Jason
Stone
would disagree
Cold
with you.
he's not here. He's a loser. Stone Cold needs to go out with a win at a big
That'd be
pay-per-view, and it would be against somebody who is already established as a legend, that actually maybe they're coming back. Hey, do you know what? Imagine I got to see Stone Cold Steve Austin versus CM Punk. Punk getting a loss against
sick.
Stone Cold would be nothing.
Nothing.
It would mean absolutely nothing. But it would be such an incredible match to see the Punk of that day versus the Punk of this day. I guess technically this day now, but you know what I mean. Something like that, I think, would be absolutely incredible to watch. So if he thinks he's got one more in him, one more match, then bring it on. I want to see it, and I want it, 2 or 3 weeks build, pay-per-view, done. I don't want anything else after that. I don't want any promo packet, anything else. Just give me that little bit. He interrupts a match and says, "Oh, I'm going to stop a mud hole in your ass," and all that kind of stuff, and then he beats him, and then it's done. Give me that, and I'm happy. He can ride off into the sunset on his ranch.
Love it.
Done.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I don't hate that. Since we're still waiting on Jason, I know Brad, you and Jason wanted to talk Raw. I did want to say one thing.
Sure.
Because I did see one thing. There is a superstar on main event who is getting big pops. Do you want to guess who it is? He's getting real good cheers from the crowd as of late.
Papa Shango.
It is not Papa Shango.
Austin Theory.
It is Austin Theory.
Oh, nice.
Austin Theory is getting significant cheers. Now, this might have been a one-off, but it seems like he's getting more and more babyface
Excellent.
reaction. And people are waiting for him to turn on Grayson Waller. I don't know why they teased it like 8 months ago, and it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
I am a firm believer that Austin Theory is not a lost cause. He's 27, which is nothing in male wrestler years. And I only say that because people tend to think of female wrestlers
He's not
as
even in his
aging
prime.
earlier.
He's got years away from his prime.
Yeah, he's still got. If he treats his, which it looks like he does, he could have 20 more years in wrestling. Easily. And that guy looks like a million. He's got one of the best physiques on the card.
Absolutely.
He's sexy.
And he's a great babyface. I actually would like to see him try a babyface run. A heel run didn't work. People didn't like when he was pushed to the moon. And maybe that's why
he had an egg. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe they're trying to
egg.
hide him away until the Vince effect is gone.
Him and Grayson had some good stuff, and I think that's a great part of what made him rise back up.
But he was too comedy.
Reactions.
He was too
they were
comedy.
Too comedy. Grayson's the funnier one. He started talking more. Austin just playing off of him. They got better at it. This is my opinion. I don't know if it's true or not. It's just what I've seen and how I felt about it, because I've started to like Grayson Waller a lot more too now. So
Grayson's
I
always
think they
been very
both
charismatic.
have huge potential. But Austin, obviously, that look and everything he's got, like...
Austin's best work was in the way on NXT.
Yeah.
He was great.
Amazing.
He knew his character. He played it really well.
Yep.
If he
Good
can
call.
find some level of that, because Johnny and Candice are still on the main roster.
I'm still trying to find their way as well.
Still
This
trying to
whole
find their
generation
way.
of talent, it seems like. There's some great superstars there that were brought up, and none of them really have hit the potential that they still have, I believe.
So it is way too early to write off Austin Theory. I think we will see more of him soon. So I'm happy he's getting some reactions. Apparently, he's also a really good dude. Apparently. I've never met him, nor do I, but just seems like a nice guy. So, yeah, I wish the best for him.
There you go.
Well, that's it. We don't have to wait for Jason.
Well,
I mean, I think
wrap it up.
Yeah, I didn't do the intros, but of course, on behalf of the body. From Kirkcuddy, the waxy, the venomous, the son of the dentist, they hate Jason and me. Ginger Heat Brasidas this week. We will see you next freaking week. Follow us everywhere at the Four Jobbers on social media. We're posting, we're tweeting, we got stories, everything. There's wrestling content all the time.
Did we have Zach come in next week?
Do we?
Oh, yeah, shit.
No
next
way,
week,
Zach from Love Wrestling.
We are going head to head to head to head.
I forgot.
For a chance to be
on
the
then,
next Quizplex. The quiz master himself, Zach Ralph, because Brad did such a great job representing us last time. Zach said, surely there's got to be somebody else who can do it instead. Zach is coming to see which jobber can job the hardest, and one of us will be representing the four jobbers. Maybe Brad again. Who knows? On the
Absolutely
next.
not.
Hopefully
Spoiler.
not.
Hey, Brad.
Yesterday, I wish Jason was here. He asked me one. I went over to his house to watch Raw, and he asked me a question. And my first answer was, not knowingly to me, I didn't know how ridiculous it was. Once it was explained, it was a very ridiculous answer, and
There we
Jason
go.
can vouch for it.
So
It was
we
pretty amazing.
will have that next week too.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to be a fucking awesome episode. So tune in. We'll see you next freaking week. Peace.
Ah.